This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Jeffers. A shooting at a plant in Saline County just before 10 o'clock last night has left one person dead and 3 others injured. Now, we're going to go live to the scene in Crete to get the latest from Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Larson. Ashley?
Yeah, that's right. I am just southwest of Crete. Right behind me, you can see where the marigold plant is. You can also see some vehicles. Those aren't more than likely going to the marigold plant. It shares this plot of land with some other plants, so that's usually where it's probably a shift change right now where all those cars are headed to. But here's what we can tell you as far as what happened last night. Now, the call came into the Saline County Sheriff's Office just before 10 o'clock last night that 3 people had been shot at this facility. When they got on the scene, they found those 3 people. They transported them to local hospitals. The extent of their injuries have not yet been released. They did eventually find the man who they believe is responsible for those shootings. He was found dead here on the scene. Now, the Saline County Sheriff's Office said that there was a lot of other local law enforcement on this case, mainly because, guys, they don't deal with stuff like this on a daily basis. This is a small town. Crete's pretty small. A lot of people know each other, and so they just weren't prepared. They said it was even a little bit chaotic. Now, what we do know as far as what happened is that it was just around break time when some people were eating in a cafeteria, so some people were shot in a cafeteria area. Shots were fired outside as well. It was kind of when people had a little bit of a break, and so that's where we know that happened. As far as the rest of the details, they're slowly releasing them. We're not sure what weapon was used. Like I said earlier, the extent of their injuries have not yet been released, along with all of their names, along with the shooter's name as well. We don't have a modem. We don't know if maybe he was an old employee, any of that, but we're going to try to get that confirmed or get some more details as the morning goes on, and we'll keep you guys posted as more details become available.
All right, thanks a lot, Ashley. Now let's get a quick look at your morning's forecast.
All right, well, we are seeing widespread rain across the area this morning, so you want to go ahead and grab that umbrella as you step out. And we are seeing some embedded thunderstorms in this as well, so don't be surprised if you hear a few claps of thunder. Now, heavy rain is expected at times. We are, in fact, under a flash flood watch that is running all the way through this evening, so expect the rain to continue through a good portion of the day today. Current temperatures is very warm this morning, 75 degrees right now in the capital city, 75 as well in Beatrice, a little bit cooler off to the northwest there in O'Neill in the mid-60s. On the day planner, though, not going to warm up a whole lot today, only going to see mid to upper 70s. Chances of storms does continue throughout the day today, all the way through this evening. And we saw severe weather in Nebraska yesterday. We could see it yet again today, so I'll tell you all about that coming up in your full forecast.
Sounds like we need to have the umbrella handy, though.
Oh, it's a must today.
Okay, thanks a lot, Luke. And it has been 6 months since President Obama made health care reform official, and yesterday some of those changes went into effect. As of yesterday, there will no longer be any limits on children, meaning they cannot be denied because they are sick, and there can't be any limits on essential benefits. Also, parents can keep children on their plans until age 26, regardless of their marital status. And one last big change, insurance companies must pay for preventative care like colonoscopies and mammograms with no copays or deductibles. Now, this is all good news for one local mother whose son battles brain cancer.
I've been worried that, maybe someday down the road, because of all the health problems he's had, that he wouldn't be covered and that somehow it would come back and, raise his medical cost, or, they would deny him coverage.
For these changes, it looks as though the financial impact will be small, anywhere from 1% to 2% increase. And Governor Dave Heineman gave the final stamp of approval to allow drinking at state parks except for Lake McConaughey. Heineman says most of the people that he spoke with were okay with lifting the alcohol ban, but it is a different issue out in western Nebraska where the problems they experienced in the 90s are still fresh in their memories. Now, back in May, the Game and Parks Commission voted to lift the 15-year ban.
But I am approving these rules and regulations with the clear understanding that if there are repeated and significant violations, the director of the Game and Parks Commission fully intends to use his authority to immediately rescind that individual state park's authorization for alcohol usage.
There are some other exceptions to the rule as well. First off, alcohol consumption will only be from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. in all state parks, and alcohol will still not be legal in wildlife management areas. The ban is set to be lifted on January 1st. Patrons of 3 Lincoln Senior Centers are fighting to keep their doors open. Before a town hall meeting was held, many Lincoln seniors marched in front of aging partners with signs protesting the proposal to close 3 senior centers. Aging Partners wants to consolidate them into 2 locations.
We are out here on our last attempt to get someone to listen to us about not moving us from our aging center at Lake Street.
Aging Partners Director June Peterson says it's not a budget issue, but a way to provide services to seniors, saying she'll be reviewing the testimony before making any final decisions.
If we could find a way to continue some of these services and invite those who wish to come downtown, we think that's an option we're still looking at.
No date has been set on when the final decision will be made. Your complete forecast is coming up next, but first, here's a look at how Wall Street will open up today. Stay with us.
With the power of 5 live radars and exclusive storm prediction with ESP Live, this is your Channel 8 Eyewitness News weather forecast.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and good morning. Here we are looking live through Nebraska. Sunday morning, Brittany.
Have those umbrellas ready, it sounds like.
Yeah, for today, for sure.
Okay, thanks a lot, Luke. And coming up next on Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning, reaction from CRETE residents after a shooting happens at a plant in town. Also, the latest from the scene. Stay with us. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning.
This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. 1 person is dead and 3 others are injured after the Saline County Sheriff says a man opened fire in a plant just southwest of CRETE and then turned the gun on himself. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Larson broke this story, and she joins us now from CRETE with all of the details. Ashley?
That's right. The Americold plant is right behind me over my left shoulder. You can see that there are some lights on. There's a little bit of traffic in front of it, but we were told by the sheriff's office last night that more than likely it would be closed today so they could continue their investigation. You can also see there's some other cars behind me. That's because there are other plants within the area. But guys, just a short time ago, this scene looked completely different. Law enforcement cruisers lit up the sky just outside of CRETE late Wednesday night.
Approximately 9:50 this evening, we received a 911 call of shots fired at the Americold facility here south of CRETE. Several agencies responded. We have been able to transport 3 wounded individuals, located 1 individual we believe to be the suspect, deceased at the scene.
Channel 8 got this exclusive video of one of the victims being transported to Bryan LGH West. Now, the Sheriff's Department says the shooting was during break time at the plant. Shots were fired both outside the building and inside the cafeteria.
As you can imagine, when you're arriving on a scene where there's shots fired, trying to figure out exactly who the gunman or gun person would be, where the injured are at, trying to get them assistance, plus protect the rest of the people. It's pretty chaotic for a while.
The Sheriff's Department believes the gunman acted alone and that he took his own life. After 8 years as the head of the Saline County Sheriff's Department, Alan Moore says something like this is always hard to take.
It's definitely a shock. It's something that you don't want to have happen in your community, as in any large community would be the same way. So it definitely affects us because we're smaller.
Brittany, details are slowly starting to come in. Like we told you, 3 people were taken to nearby hospitals. As far as their conditions, that is yet to be released. As far as the weapon that the gunman allegedly used, we still do not know exactly. The Sheriff's Office did say they found a weapon, but wouldn't confirm what type of weapon it is. We will keep you posted. We'll be out here for the rest of the morning. We'll bring you the very latest as it becomes available.
All right. Again, that is Ashley Larson in live in CRETE. Now, news of the tragedy struck CRETE residents pretty hard. Out to catch their reaction when it was happening was Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Kaylee Nicole, and she joins us now with more.
It really doesn't take long for word to travel in a small town like CRETE, so I headed over to the Someplace Else bar here in town, and as soon as I walked in, I could already tell that spirits were down, really putting a damper on the entire evening that was supposed to be fun. But here's what people had to say about their reaction to the news.
Reaction was, wow, how can that happen in such a small town? And, you know, I mean, everybody's just shocked. We don't know what to think.
I have 9-year-old triplets that I'm raising here, and I brought them here because all I wanted is for them to grow up someplace safe, where they can ride their bikes to the library, they can ride their bike to the pool, they can ride their bike to school. And I'm not afraid and I'm not worried that they'll come home. Something like this would ever happen on my doorstep is terrifying.
Whether it's where I work or next door, it's just frightening for anybody. You know, you're not going to wake up in the morning and say, well, I think today's, you know, the day for my days to end. You just don't ever know.
As you heard, the residents of CRETE were hurt, they were stunned, they were scared, but they say they will get through this tragedy. And until then, they're just hoping for the thoughts and prayers of surrounding communities. Reporting in CRETE, Kaylee Nicole, Channel 8's Eyewitness News.
It is becoming a much bigger deal than police had originally thought. More than 100 cases of debit and credit card fraud have been reported to police by Lincoln residents. 76 cases were reported yesterday alone. Chad Krause's credit card didn't even leave the house, but someone tried to make a $500 purchase at a Macy's in New York. Thankfully, his credit card company called to confirm.
Hello?
The first thing goes into your mind is, that's just one charge. Are there a lot more that they haven't even brought up yet?
People are trying to buy plane tickets. They're buying bedding at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going to gas stations and grocery stores. It really runs the gamut.
At first, police thought it was just happening to local bank customers, but as more reports came in, they noticed it was happening to customers from all different credit card companies too. It leads police to believe that a nationwide database was compromised. As we head to break, here's a live look outside from Tower Cam 8 this morning. A warm 75 degrees in the capital city and a windy start to your Thursday. Stay with us. Luke has your complete forecast after the break.